Yo, what's up, peoples? Guys, I'm bringing you another sick game here that I played on stream. And this one, guys, not Protoss, Terran versus Zerg. I'm going to show you guys a style that obviously people play, but it's my own personal style. I think before I've shown a couple videos about this. You can see my opponent here already typing in the chat, saying, "You're great, Avilo." I say, "Thanks, great, sure." He's probably cheesing me now, obviously, but anyways. We're gonna put this on ×4, guys. We'll go, should we go ×4? We'll go ×4 at the start, because obviously, you guys, I'm just gonna open Reactor, Heli, and Banshee. I pretty much do that most TvZ games. But yeah, guys, as you can see, I scout. See, he goes hatch, cool. Guys, this style of mech, and obviously I am playing mech as well, this style of mech is something I do not think people are doing right now, and I think it's good. And the funny thing is, this style of mech I came up with while I was doing the no siege tank challenge, no tank, no Viking, no marine challenge, like a couple months ago or whatever. And that's how I actually came up with doing this style. And what you'll see very soon is you'll see exactly me playing that style with very few to no tanks. If I remember correctly, maybe I built 1 tank or 2 this game. I'll put the production tab up for you guys. But basically, I go triple command center off of Reactor, Heli, and Opener. Which means you're doing that off 1 gas geyser, and then you add on the second gas, and then you add on the next 2 gas. But basically, guys, why am I showing you this? Because it's strong. It's actually, theoretically, it's actually strong. And so the core comp, obviously, is going to be Cyclones, Hellions, and Banshees. So, Banshees make up for not using as many siege tanks. You can still use tanks, and you still do need tanks, obviously, especially against certain styles. But, obviously, without really investing much into siege tanks, you're much more mobile, so you're playing Cyclone, Heli, and Banshee. And once the Banshees have a speed upgrade, they're about the same speed as Hellions and Cyclones, which then makes you able to kite your opponent's unit composition, so aka hit them and move away. So you notice I go to 5 factory, double armory 5 factory. I even built an extra command center. I went up to 4 command centers really fast because I played greedy because I saw my opponent was just massing queens and lings. And this is something you always want to do. Whenever you notice your opponent is going for the mass queen to defend everything, then don't attack. Play heavy eco with 4 or 5 command centers, because you know they're not going to do much in terms of like actual attacks. So if they're going to play, if the Zerg player is going to play the mass queen defense, you can build an extra command. Instead of building Hellions, build an extra CC. And you can even notice, so now, this is the crux of this style. I'm going to slow down the game a little bit. You're going to go 5 factory, but then triple starport. Triple starport, Banshees with speed and cloak. And why, guys? Why? Because you're going to need an increased production to offset the fact that you're not building tanks. And this was not like a challenge game or anything. I just felt like doing it. I do this every now and then because I like it. Because I think to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. If I was able to win that, to get Grandmasters during that challenge with such an effective style, I could just do it on ladder sometimes. And I've actually been starting to incorporate this style more in my ladder games against Zerg in particular. It might be semi-viable against Protoss, depends, but against Zerg, this is like, you can do this against Terran as well. I remember doing this against Terran a couple of games. But yeah, essentially, theoretically, guys, you're going Cyclone Banshee. And then, obviously, you're using your minerals on Hellions to deal with Zerglings, and then you're microing. And then you're kiting back into mines, running away, doing damage, using the speed. The nice thing about making so many Banshees is you can also attack faraway bases on the map with the speed Banshees. You don't have to use them as part of your like main attack group, but you can separate them on the map and use them to try and take out hatcheries and stuff. So again, here, just trying to clear creep, running away. These 2 Hellions, I try and get in to kill some drones. And since I do have +1, they will... 2 Hellions will one-shot a drone with the +1 attack upgrade your mech units. And so once we have Banshee speed here, your defense is your offense in this case. This is a very you want to be attacking. You want to have your Cyclones kiting with your Hellions trading. You want to trade as much as possible. So you'll notice I'm actually attacking, which is something you don't hear me say or do too often in StarCraft 2. But you'll notice I'm actually attacking. I'm even trying to take. You notice I even build a greedy base. Like I place down a command center in the corner. And again, I want to do stuff with these units. Like I want to pick off queens like that. There goes a queen. We're gonna kill this hatchery here. Now you do have to be careful to not waste your lock-ons. So this is kind of risky, but I do have the Banshee spotting for a flank. But you do have to be careful. You don't want to waste. You want every time you have lock-on off cooldown, you want to go back in and lock on again. That's the thing. You have to be quite active with this. You can see the Banshees are doing, like, they're already being effective picking off stuff. I'm going to micro them, maybe pick off that queen. We got another. Like, so you'll notice the thing with this style is, you're picking off units, like, the Banshees can pivot between attacking a base and then joining your main army. You see I have one group up here in the top of the map. My Banshees in the center. These are just I'm going to kite and run away. You notice in the bottom of the map, you can see the mini-map. We're watching this replay from my vision, so you can see that I'm kiting back with that group. So the Banshees also. So here, these Lings do nothing. You can just run away. Make sure your Hellions are all attacked. Like that did nothing there for him. He just lost a ton of units. Now you'll notice he's still max. He's still at 200 supply. So this is a legit game. Like this is a legit game against another like good player. And I haven't built a single siege tank, not one. He's ahead in supply, yet he's losing. Yet it feels like, just from the replay, it feels like he's losing so badly, doesn't it? It feels like he has... And I haven't built a single tank. It's literally, you can see in the production tab, 3 Banshees being built at a time. Very unorthodox, but very creative, I guess you could say. We're kiting the roaches, picking up roaches. The Banshees, the nice thing about this style, guys, is the Banshees are actually... They're providing, every time I lock in, I don't have to scan, because the Banshees give me that vision. So, whenever Cyclones do the mass lock-on, I'm able to scan. And the other crazy thing about this style is, it presents your opponent with an extra problem. He has to deal with air units. He has to deal with these bench. What is he going to build? Cyclones? Or, no, what is he going to build? Not Cyclones, Corruptors? You can see the kiting here again, the Banshees allowing that extra bit of vision to get those lock-ons to have them do full damage. So you can see just the kiting potential, and he doesn't have enough answers. So now he's building Corruptors, because he wants to deal with the Banshee. He hasn't dealt with the Banshees. The Banshees are proving such a they're just picking off units for free over and over again, and then he's taken so much damage now. He has no larva left over, he lost everything. So he just GG's and loses the game. You notice in the production tab, he was building Corruptors, but he was building 13 Corruptors, but what are the Corruptors going to do? Like, at most, maybe he picks off some of the Banshees, the Corruptors are just going to die. So, he basically ran out of money here, ran out of larva. And look at the army that I'm left over with, guys, at the end of the game. It's pretty sick. And I think I should have added on maybe 2 more factories with tech labs for even more Cyclone production here. Either that or added starports. There's so many different ways you can go with this. You don't need ghosts. You don't need... The thing is, this is almost like a mid-tier mech composition. Now, I will say, guys, for those of you that do try this out, if you haven't already, or if you've seen me do this on stream, I will say, this is it's a mid-tier composition. You do have to be... You gotta be constantly locking on. Lock on, and then kite away. Lock on, kite away. And use the Banshees as... Be active with the Banshees. Pick off units. If he sends roaches on the map, send the Banshees, pick them off. Lings, pick them off the Banshees. Like, the Banshees, you want to be as active as possible. Pick unit... Like, because the thing is, this comp gets insane value. This strategy, this composition gets insane value from picking off units over and over again, and then getting away. And then, now, so the thing is, what if your opponent defends this really well? If that's the case, that's when you trend all of your factories. You go into tanks, Vikings, or you just go into Thor Liberator. You don't even need tanks at this point in the game. If you could actually go into Thor Hellbat Liberator with ghosts. You can go, like, the thing is, you have a lot of options with this, because the nice thing about this strat in general is it lets you get an economy, whereas traditional slower mech, you kind of are building up slowly into your mega late game, you know, ultimate army into a later economy. The nice thing, I will say, about this style is you can actually, like, supercharge your eco, and then the smart thing to do is if your opponent defends really, really well, if that's the case, and you can't end up, you know, if you can't end the game with this, transition into the later game, into the ultimate late game composition, Thors, build siege tanks, and then a Raven and mass liberators, and then you can actually use the current Cyclones you have, like, let's say back here, and I could have also done that at any point in the game. Like, at this point right here, I could have started, the units I have on the map, do as much as I can with them, kind of like, pretend like they're bio units, and then start making the late game comp. So that's another thing you can do when you play this style. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I made this informative. I didn't go into too many details on build order, just, you know, get 5 factories, 3 starports. I have 3 tech labs, 2 reactors on my factories, 3 tech lab starports. That's the deviation here from standard play, is I have 3 tech lab starports constantly cranking out Banshees. It's okay if you lose some Banshees here and there. Keep them alive. Learn to micro, keep them alive, guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you later. Peace out, dudes. Try it out on the ladder. Peace out, fellas.